Welcome, 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 welcome to yet another beautiful one. Uh, this is Think Better, Do Good Better. This is Kato Mukasa, an international commercial lawyer specialized in commercial law and entrepreneurship. This platform is all about business and nothing more. We talk about entrepreneurship and business and all that. Our company, our consultant is called Think Better and Do Good Better. Now, today we are going to be talking about wealth creation and retention. Wealth creation and retention. You know, we want to look at what do wealthy people do to create wealth, or what do people that succeed do to create wealth, and what do they do to retain it. Now, in my book, Think for Yourself and Do Good Better, I talk about two grandpas, my two grandparents, who were definitely wealthy. I'm very lucky to come from a very well off, average family, where we had a good background of grandfathers that had property, because wealth comes with property. There is a difference between wealth and riches. In that book, Think for Yourself and Do Good Better, I talk about my two grandparents who were rich people but also very wealthy. Why do I say they were very wealthy? They had lots of property, and that property means land, large pieces of land. Now, in that book, I talk about my two grandparents and how they shaped me to think wealth than thinking poverty, and how they shaped me to start working towards wealth accumulation and retention. I'm going to share with you rules and rules that I learned from my grandparents, rules that I learned from the world, rules that I learned from law school, rules that I learned from the School of Economics, rules that I've learned in my travels in the world. I've traveled almost the entire world. There is barely a continent I haven't gone to. I've gone to the best cities in the world. I've been there. I've seen how people struggle in the US, in Washington, in Miami, in Florida, and other cities. I've seen how people are struggling in Europe, in the UK, in Belgium, in Iceland, in New Zealand. I've seen how people are struggling in the Netherlands. I've seen how people are struggling in Africa. The topic today is wealth, and I'm going to be very fast. This is topic one. This is part one. Now, how do we create wealth? Is first of all, differentiate between wealth and riches. Having money is not having wealth. Wealth is long-term, long-lasting. Wealth is more into assets that accumulate money. Riches are all fleeting, all temporary. We are talking about wealth creation. How do you create that income, that sort of income, those materials, those assets? How do you accumulate them and keep them going for you for the long haul? So we are talking about wealth today. We are talking about wealth accumulation today. Now, the first thing I want to pass to you is that mentor children early. Mentor children early. Teach them the value of money. Teach them the science of money. Teach them the beauty of work. Teach them the beauty of saving and investing. This is what I learned from my grandparents. And I've told you and I repeat it, they were very wealthy individuals. That up to today, we can trace their wealth, not their riches. We can trace my grandparents' wealth. They were very wealthy. But they taught me the art of creating wealth. And that was done early. that my grandpa, the father to my mother, taught me the art of saving and investing as early as 12 years. Through the lessons he shared with us every night of each day, we went to visit him. He would sit us down and tell us the art of being frugal, like Benjamin Franklin, the US guy, who talked about frugality and minimalistic way of living. You cannot live beyond your income. Live within. Actually, my grandfather could say, live below your income. That he had so much land, he had so much wealth, plantations of coffee, big banana plantations. He was a director of a coffee company, coffee producing company, but he rode a bicycle to go and work. Johnny Bassi rode a bicycle to go and work. Was a medium height, very brown man, very, very brown man. But, and he could stand out because he was so brown, he could stand out. But he would walk, he would ride a bicycle to go to the factory where he was the bookkeeper. Yet he had so many assets. And when I asked him, why do you ride your bicycle, Jaja? Grandpa, he said, the bicycle makes me humble, but the bicycle makes me healthy and fit. Yet everyone at that level, we were so rich. My grandfather had all his daughters becoming nurses. All his sons were well-employed and professionals, working in big companies, working in the new vision of Uganda. So he had educated his children, but he lived a minimalistic lifestyle. He enjoyed, he never had pressure. When he lost his wife, he never remarried. He had personal discipline. But he taught us, his grandchildren, how to work early, that he made us go to the garden at 5 in the morning. By 6, we are digging, we are picking coffee. That was my grandfather. But also taught us how to save by paying us. We never worked for free. We were his workers on his plantations. We were paid just like any other worker. I was 12 when I began working with my grandfather, and he was telling us why we must save more and buy tangible things than always eating. Today we are living in a world of consumerism. And I was not so smart that I bought my first property at 26. I bought my first piece of land at 26 years. Yet some of my siblings, some of my cousins bought theirs at about 20 years. They were smarter than me. Now, how do you make wealth? Assets that matter, that bring in money. You begin investing early. You buy your assets early. You avoid being the consumerist. Youth of today are into alcohol and into parties and into luxurious cars and all those. Those are good things. But if you want to create wealth for yourself, you must have a special discipline. You have to create synergy, connections with people that matter. When you go to a meeting, speak up. Get not sell your company, get the money. Be less on social media. Social media is wasting a lot of time today. People are scrolling. What those who are making wealth do, like Dennis, they are creating websites. He's online, but he's doing some work to make money. You are online to make money. That's why I'm talking with you, because this video is intended to make us know you, know us, and give us work. We are creating avenues to earn so that we can be able to live out of the poverty rest. Enjoy learning practical things. Be hands-on. We're going to see some of my photos when I'm actually cooking, because my grandfathers used to tell me to cook when I'm fixing a bed. Be hands-on. Enjoy the craftsmanship. Be hands-on. Learn a skill that gets you money. Sweep a house, clean clothes, wash dishes. There's no bad job as long as it feeds you. Mentor children early is my point. Embrace critical thinking. Think. Don't be obsessed with religions. In Africa, religions are stealing from people. The religions, the born-again churches, the whatever, people are being fleeced of their hard-earned money. They are being told of ghosts and miracles which don't exist, and they are enriching the pastors who are buying properties and driving luxurious cars. Wake up, people. and start thinking money. Start thinking beyond money by creating assets that give you wealth. The other thing I learned from my grandparents was the power to meditate, the power to think, the power to meditate. Be able to think for yourself. Be able to sleep over things. Be able to know where the best deal is. And what's also important here to note with you is that it's also very important for an investor to be frugal. Be frugal. I will have to adjust the light here briefly. Be frugal. Be frugal. Benjamin Franklin told us about frugality. Akon has been put in a newspaper saying is the stingiest man on earth. Akon, the musician, the American musician, the African American musician. He said that if you want to learn from me how to make money and accumulate wealth, be frugal. I am the stingiest man on earth. Why do you own a jet when you can use a public plane if you can? Before you own that jet, are you able to afford it? People like Dangote have made it in life, so they can afford it. In Africa, the problem we have is we want to show off. We live in the show business. We buy liabilities. Liabilities are things that take money from you, yet assets bring money in you, to you. You have to learn to invest in what we call passive assets. Passive, money that can make money for you without actually breaking a sweat. Invest early in assets that will make money for you without you breaking a sweat. People planting trees that make money, eucalyptus trees. People are building houses, building R&B, building lodges at an early age. It's passive income. It may not bring money quickly today, but it will bring money with time. That is part of creating wealth. If a child knows how to rear animals, has goats, has cows at an early age, that child is creating wealth. Than a child you buy a phone to simply be online wasting time. You learn to create wealth by teaching children early enough. In our platform here, we shall be having sessions that are aimed at teaching young people how to be entrepreneurs and how to create wealth. Avoid unnecessary expenses. And most importantly, invest long term. I've talked about invest long term, diversify in passive income. Passive income, things that can bring you money without you breaking a sweat. Above all, always have an emergency fund. What happens if COVID hits us for a full year? Can you survive? Is the question we have been asking ourselves. Companies are closing. Can you survive without that job today? If there was a second lockdown, can you eat for the next 6 months? It takes a man and a woman who has invested. It goes back to, if you're married, who do you marry? If someone is so obsessed in consumerism, in my book, I show you the dangers of consumerism, but also I give you 5 steps in my book, which we'll be seeing again, how to avoid the temptation of consumerism. If your wife, your husband is enjoying money right, left, and center, you have the wrong partner. Doesn't think critically. You'll be very, very poor very soon. The partner you have must be adding a bleak on your wealth accumulation than taking out. You can't keep renting for 20 years. Yet you can rent while you have built money that brings in money. Renting is not bad. You can rent when you have assets that bring in money. Because there is a debate I'll come here for where we talk about should we build a house to sleep in or a house that gives me money? Another big debate. So marry a financially smart partner that you are on the same page, and always avoid unnecessary expenses. Start investing early. Always find investment partners to help you be the best you can. In our company, we are 9 people now working towards creating this masterclass, helping people accumulate wealth helping people accumulate capital, but also be able to save and invest. We also do monitor your own businesses as undercover bosses. When you trust us with business, trust us, we are going to deliver. Now, lastly, always ask for help. Always ask for help. If you are stuck, ask. Invest early, follow smart investments, save, be frugal, have the right partner by your side. You are going to be able to master wealth. Differentiate between wealth and riches, liabilities and assets. What brings in money and what takes out. That's it. That's it for this episode. Me, I know how to cook for myself. I can make my own bed. I can sweep. I can wash clothes. I can communicate. I can sweep. I can clean anything you want. I can dig any garden. I can be a farmman. I can be a janitor. I can be anything in the world to work for money, because I don't believe in begging. I don't believe in stealing. That's the work ethics I got from my grandparents, and it taught me the art of creating wealth. Thank you for being part of us. Subscribe, hit that button, think better, do good better. Check our Facebook page, and please remember to hit the next button to find us in the next episode. Stay well. See you in the next one.